Hi, and welcome to our program. Today we are visiting the exhibition Bodies here at Moscow Art Museum. Anthropology students made this exhibition from scratch in only 5 weeks. Let's talk to two of those students. There's also some poems here.
Yeah, most of the texts are written in a way that's poetic. Because it encapsulates the atmosphere and the feeling that it wants to convey to people.
Okay.
So this one is about how the body is not just a body, but it's also a human body. Mm-hmm. So no matter how or which way it looks, it's still a human body and should not be treated differently because of it. There might be different needs that you have to take care of, but it shouldn't be treated as something that's other than a human body. It's still a human body, which is the thing they wanted to open up a conversation about through this exhibit.
So kind of like how people are defined by something regarding their bodies?
Yes, exactly. The general discourse would always be a disabled person, but not a person who lives with disabilities. So the discourse is always like, this is a human being that's disabled, not this is a human being living with a disability. It centers the talk around how the human is disabled.
Okay.
So it's kind of pedantic in that way, but it's a huge difference for these people.
Okay.
So this one wanted to explore how you could break that stigma, the tabooization of the different kind of bodies that you have.
Okay. Do you know if this was the original idea or if this also evolved from something?
I think every topic evolved sort of hermeneutically, but I'm not sure what their original idea was.
Okay.
I think it was something along the lines of this one.
Yeah, because this feels like a very talked about
also
topic.
Very thought out topic.
Yeah. Okay. So they decided to do this small videos?
Yes, they have these small videos where you're confronted with these people, where you're looking eye to eye with them, and you are not given any indication here of what their disability is. So here, you look at their eyes and you think, oh, these are just people. And then when you go around here, it has a text box which talks about who these people are and then what they have to deal with in society with people stigmatizing their disability. For an example, this girl has looked with anorexia and feels that people don't want to talk about her in a way that's not centered around her anorexia. So it's always about how she
lives with it, how this affects that.
Yes, exactly. It's never about what else she's doing. So here you see her painting, here you see her making food, and here you see her, I'm not sure what she's doing here actually.
I have no idea either.
No.
There's something happening.
Yeah, but these are pictures from their daily life, exemplifying how they also just have a normal existence that's not necessarily tied up to their disability.
Okay. And they also have the sound. Is it saying the same, or is
no? They have.
Is her that is saying something?
It's her talk about her her disability, pretty much.
Okay.
And how she's navigating daily life with it.
Okay. So this is more of a personal perspective.
Very
personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these people really open up. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so there's two others.
Yes.
This one is about
this
erectile
guy
dysfunction.
has lived, I think, 10 years with erectile dysfunction. He is a previous soldier who has PTSD, which has affected him in such a way that he's now living with stress, anxiety, depression, and also impotence. And he feels that it is a weird, taboo thing that he's not allowed to not be able to perform sexually, whereas other people are allowed to. But as a man, that you were always expected to be able to perform.
Yeah.
And I think he's also an activist and a poet and a
poet and debater.
Debater.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely something this is really nice because it brings so many topics out that they're not really talked about.
Yeah. It tries to shed a light on everything that's been stigmatized and thrown under the rug, where people feel uncomfortable talking about it, and this confronts you as a visitor to think about it, reflect about it, make sure that you know what's going on around you.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people, but it's just so like deep back, you know, you don't really think about it, or at least you don't really reflect on it, which is probably the most important part.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And the last one?
The last one is a girl who has a stoma bag. She had a disease, I think it was ulcerative colitis, which is an inflammation in the intestines. So like your organs are inflamed. She had to have a stoma bag when she was 19 years old. And then she's been living with it ever since, and actually embraces it, posts about it on social media. When she's, for an example, in this picture, she has written on it, like, this is my 1 year anniversary of having a stoma bag. And on another picture, she's written Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that is quite nice. But it says that she didn't want it at the beginning also. Yeah. So it is really a process for the person itself to. Yeah,
because I think she was influenced by the way media and other people talk about disabilities and people living with them, that she herself didn't want to feel stigmatized by that. Yeah. She didn't want to be part of that stigmatization, so she wanted it to be temporary, but she's learned to embrace it and actually appreciate that it's a permanent stoma and not a temporary one. She says in a quote, there are ordinary people that live a healthy and happy life with a stoma who feel really good about it.
If it helps you, it's just it's really messed up how you're how can you say it's not like wired, like you're wired to think that it is something that you need, your body needs, but because of how other people feel about it, you should not get it. Yeah, that's just so wrong. How can we as a society make someone go through that?
Like, that's actually something that's very funny about this whole exhibition. Like every single one, subconsciously we've all made efforts to be subversive in the way we talk about things. We wanted to recalibrate how people think about different topics. We wanted to rock the foundation of where people are standing. We wanted to make sure that people get a new perspective on bodies, which is also why it's 6 perspectives on bodies.
And that is great, but the problem is people come here and they see it, it's like, and they get the seat, but when they leave, they're still bombarded by the other perspective.
Which is also
so hard.
It's also hard to make sure that every message here is conveyed in a way that people will remember, because there are so many different information from around the whole museum as a whole that you will not retain every single bit that you learn here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But well. we do what we can.
Yeah.
And this is the other part.
Yes, these
right?
are different objects they've collected from their fieldwork. There's a stoma bag here, actually, which is, it says, my savior, my life quality, my blob.
Okay, is this still focused on each one of the people?
Yes, this is a girl with a stoma bag, and this is the girl who lives with anorexia.
Okay.
And
This is so beautiful.
yes, she's also a painter, so she does art.
Beautiful.
And
Is
this is
this-
one of her art pieces, actually.
Is this? I think I read somewhere that was it in Japan that they mend broken things with gold? Is it
sure.
is it the same, like with broken
that might be
bodies?
it. That might be it, actually. It looks to be it.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Like I love
It's
that.
very
I love
beautiful.
that image. And it's even more powerful because she was the one making it, and
Yeah.
it was not just something that really fits here. So
Yeah.
yeah, wow. And this is.
And this one is
for
one
the
of his poems that's written here, and this is from his daytime job. He's a leisure farmer. These are his Viagra pills,
Okay.
and this is a microphone from when he's doing a spoken poem or he's doing a debate.
Oh.
Yeah,
So he doesn't only write the poems. He actually like performs them. Is that
yeah,
how you say
I
it?
would think so. I'm not 100%
Okay,
sure,
okay.
but I would think that's why it's there. Then there are bullets, like bullet casings, shells from his time in the war.
Yeah.
Our main goal was to push the limits of how people perceive gender and how it's tied to the body. We wanted to make sure that people knew that there are other gender identities than just male and female, and also make sure that the boundaries of gender are erased in general, because there are a lot of people who are non-conforming and also don't want to be shaped by the generalist way of thinking
like
about
gender
gender.
roles
Yes,
and,
exactly.
and everything. Yeah.
So for us, it was actually a huge challenge getting this arranged, because there was a lot of resistance towards challenging the question of gender.
Okay.
So we wanted to make sure that we didn't compromise with our message and our informants' messages. We wanted to make sure that they were conveyed in a way that did not compromise its message or take the visitor into consideration. We wanted to make sure that what was being said was what was being said, and not play into the visitor's connotations or their thoughts or perceived notions of what a gender can be.
Okay. Did it happen while you were curating it that the topic was kind of going in another, or the exhibition was kind of going in another direction? Because this is a super broad topic, right?
Actually, no. We were always focused on like how gender can be expressed through the body and how drag is a means to express it through this way. We always wanted to give a microphone or a voice to people who don't necessarily have a voice in places like these. Like museums often play into status quo, and we wanted to challenge that and make sure that the foundation of society is challenged and rocked in a way that's also not patronizing.
Yeah. Okay. Should we go around?
Sure, yeah. So after you've gone backstage, you follow this red line. There's a red theme throughout the whole exhibition. So you have the red drape, the red chair, the red floor, and the red line that's following the timeline. The timeline is giving a historic view of how, for example, men used to play women in theater because women were not allowed to play roles in theater. So men had to dress up as women. And that was kind of the roots of drag from the antique time. It gives it's a summary of drag throughout the world, but also Denmark, and how there are different laws that did not allow you, for example, to wear female clothing. One of the laws said it is not allowed to appear masked or in an outfit that is conflicting with decency or capable of evoking disturbances to the public order. According to the provision, it is among other things illegal if men move publicly in women's clothes. And that was in 1913. That was introduced, and it was in effect until 1968.
Yeah, that is
a long time.
That is really long time.
Yes, and then in 1930, homosexuality was made legal, and the decriminalization was officially in effect from 1933. There is also this pink triangle, which inmates in concentration camps during the Second World War would wear to symbolize that they were sinners, they were indecent, they were homosexuals, basically. And then it was later reclaimed by something that's called the Gay Liberation Front in Denmark, as a symbol of like taking power over your body and your sexuality again, since it's been stratified so much.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like the rest is a general.
Yes, then it's about
story.
The history of drag in Denmark, and how the HIV and AIDS crisis actually raged among the Danish drag environment, and there was almost no drag queens or drag kings or drag artists left by 1975. No, 1989, sorry.
That is quite recent.
Yeah, it is. Then in 2007, a Danish drag queen won the Danish. It's a song contest. It's voted on by the public, and that was very remarkable. That in 2007, a drag queen went to the final and won.
Yeah. Do you feel like how can I like I'm from Portugal. In 2007, if this would have happened, this wouldn't have happened. That's what I mean. And what I wanted to ask is, do you feel like the drag queen was how can I put this into words? Was it discriminated in any way, even though they won?
Oh,
do you
definitely.
feel like, or it was just it was so obvious that they had to win that they had to win? There was no other choice than to making them win, or if it was not an easy path, still like, do you know something about it?
I think a lot of people humiliated the drag queen and made fun of the person behind the drag queen.
Yeah.
I think some of the more conservative people thought it was indecent and a joke that we had chosen this one as our winner, but it was a public vote.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it was a public vote.
That is
So
that
it
is
would-
different.
I think it reflects society's attitude towards the queer environment at that time as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It was beginning to get a little less hostile for queer people to move around, just living their lives.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like those type of programs that they have the jury.
Oh no, it's
you
like
know?
the qualifying for
Eurovision.
Eurovision, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now I see. Okay.
Then we go up to today, 2022, where drag is becoming more and more visible in Danish culture and also more mainstream. But drag will never be completely mainstream anywhere because it's always going to be rooted in a subculture that's been stratified and always been punished for being who they are. so it'll never be fully embraced by everyone.
Sadly.
Sadly.
And these were the
These
pictures?
are 3 of the people we've worked with. We have Cassandra Starlight, who also goes by Miss Cassie If You're Nasty, which is an homage to Janet Jackson, Miss Jackson If You're Nasty. This is a photo of her at home, where she's looking in the mirror after getting ready. Here we have FOMO, who is a Danish drag king, whose drag is very theatrical and very comic book-esque. Here she's getting ready, putting on her makeup, contouring her face to the extremities, so you can really see like the way that drag artists use their body and transform their bodies to make art.
Yeah.
Here we have one of the most well-known drag queens in Denmark, Brunhilde. She's a trans femme woman who embraces her beard and her body hair as a part of her femininity, and also challenges the way people think about femininity. Her drag is centered very much around comfort and also challenging gender.
Okay.
So for her beard and her body hair is what makes her a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite a different perspective.
Yeah, it's also very. It's probably the thing that most people are mad about in here, because people.
It's triggering.
It's very triggering for some people. People think it's. I don't know how to describe it. They don't agree with it, even though there's nothing to really agree or disagree with, because it's someone's lived life.
Yeah, it's a personal thing. Yeah, people will be people, I guess. But I wanted to ask something. How was it to get these people to be up for participating in the exhibition?
We wanted to make sure that our focus on this topic was not to talk about hate crimes or all the negative aspects of drag, because that's something that everyone always talks about. You never really hear about the performance aspect of it, like what lies behind it, what it does to your body, how it transforms, like the whole way you move, the whole way you interact with people, and the way you take your body, transform it from one thing into something completely different, and you can just take it off in a whim.
Yeah. Okay, and they were up for it.
Very, very, because they were tired of always having to defend their drag or talk about what was negative about it, what the woeful things were about it, and then they were happy to actually, for once, have a medium to speak about what was really amazing for drag, what made their drag theirs, what made it cool, what made it viable for them to always pursue.
Yeah. And Miss Cassie, If You're Nasty?
Yeah.
It's also here.
She is also
right?
the one that's in this video. We built this table from the ground up to resemble a show mirror, to resemble when you're getting ready in front of a mirror. So you have these different artifacts in here, which are makeup, hair, glue, a wig, different photos, nails, tucking tape you use to hide your body parts.
That is something that is, oh my God.
Yeah. And this video is 30 minutes long, and it's a loop of Miss Cassie getting ready in drag. It starts off with them color correcting their face with a red powder, and then making the whole face contouring like so extreme that you completely transform your face.
Yeah.
Then she's doing her eye makeup now, which is a long process, because it's very finicky and very
bam.
you have to make it pop.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. And where did you get this these things?
So most of these items we had to borrow ourselves because when they went into the freezer, they would have been destroyed. So we couldn't give them back to the people that we borrowed them from. So most of them we bought ourselves or brought from home ourselves, and then.
So everything
displayed.
that is here also had to go through the freezer, right?
Yes, everything in here.
And this is
had to
not
go.
good to go anymore.
No, it would be completely ruined. It would be flaky. It would not have the consistency that would be needed to paint on your face.
But it looks so normal.
Yeah, it looks so normal.
Wow.
But as soon as you pick it up and like touch it, it'll crumble.
Okay.
So we have different snapshots of different drag artists from around Denmark. We have Morgana Le Fay, Notorious Nikki, FOMO, Brunhilde, Victoria Valencia.
And how did you get to these people?
So Notorious Nikki was a person that we met when we did field work with Brunhilde. We met her in the club where Brunhilde was performing that night, and she wanted to have a photo taken of her because drag artists, I wouldn't say vain in a bad way, but it's a very captivating experience. It's also very time consuming, so every possibility there is for exposure, they should grab, and they always grab it, which is a nice thing to do because it also broadens their audience.
And it also lets people know what is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
This is very, how do you say it, like mesmerizing?
Yeah. And if you sit down at the chair, look into it, you can put on these headphones, which has a soundscape in it, which contains sound from her getting ready. You can hear her breathing, so it's very intimate. For some, it's very uncomfortable, but it's also breaking down this barrier that is between you and a drag queen. Because it also makes you confront, like you're sitting in front of a mirror. This could have been you that's doing this.
Yeah, and the fact that this is not really edited, right? It's just the raw
a long,
footage.
continuous loop.
Yeah, like you really, I don't know, there's something about seeing someone getting ready that is, it's super personal. It's
Yeah.
like so personal. I feel like I'm invading her personal space, her privacy.
But that's also one of the things we wanted to convey, because we wanted to make sure that this boundary is broken, because there really isn't that much of a boundary between a drag artist and a person who does not do drag, because it's just clothing. It's just clothing.
Yeah.
But it's what you make of it. It's a way of extending your body into.
It's a way of expressing yourself totally.
It enables a lot of possibilities that you might not have in your civil wear.
Then thank you so much for showing us around.
Thank you so much for coming here. It was a nice time.
That was it for this program, but stay tuned for the next one. In the meantime, don't forget to check our Facebook page, BURT, for updates on our schedules and programs. See you soon.